Been an interesting time we live in at the moment. I think it's been 6 weeks since we got into lockdown. That's within the walls of SAI. I think we locked down about 11 days before the rest of the country. So I think our guys, as I said, into the 6th week, it's becoming, yes, quite Groundhog Day. For those of you who know that movie, the same day, the same sort of things. But yeah, it's been interesting. I think the biggest thing for the boys is about making sure that they keep in touch with their family and also trying to maintain that level of fitness and strength that will allow us to get back to training as quick as we can. But yeah, there are some challenges, but nothing that the rest of the world is not going through, and that's probably you talk about being unprecedented, and the rest of the world is going through it, and we're just playing our little part. Yes, my wife and I have two kids, and they're both grown up, so it's perhaps a little easier for us than those that have smaller kids, and we've got 2 or 3 in our group that have that. So heart goes out to them. It's as much they rely on you much more then. But my son is in Amsterdam, and he's studying law in Amsterdam and doing that online, and he's been in lockdown as well for 6 weeks. My daughter is in Perth and working as a physio, so she's still working. But of course, the great thing about technology is that we get to keep up with. We can FaceTime them pretty much every day, so we get to feel where they're at and when they're down and when they're not, and so you can try and keep a bit of a finger on the pulse as to how they're going. And they both have decent support groups in both places, so that's really good. Spending our days is very interesting. These last few weeks we've been doing individual meetings with the players, and getting a good opportunity to talk about how their last 12 months is going, what our objectives are as a group, but also individually as concerned for the next 15 months. So that's been keeping us busy. We've been busy also on an initiative with Hockey India and the Sports Authority in providing online coaching for 300 or 400 of our side coaches. So that's been actually a lot of fun. All the foreign coaches have been involved with doing presentations on that. So that keeps you busy and also keeps you thinking about how is the game changing? What do we need to do over the next 15 months to get better? So those sort of things keep you busy. On a daily basis, we are allowed to get out. We live in an 89, I think, acre facility here, so we are allowed to get out and just and walk around and do a bit of exercise. So that's quite nice, and so you're getting the sunlight and all that sort of thing. But no, it's very interesting keeping busy during the day, getting some books read, which is always good to keep improving ourselves. Yeah, as I said, it is a difficult time for the players, being away from the family, and no one likes that. But it's happening all around the world at the moment. But what we're doing to try and keep them motivated and positive, and of course that's always the challenge. When you're not able to do the thing you love, which is playing hockey, and we're sort of hoping that over the next couple of weeks we'll be able to get back to that, depending on how things go outside. But we're as I said before, we're having individual meetings with the players, and setting them objectives and what we are asked them to do, and giving them targets of things, and looking at video. They of course spend a lot of time playing on the internet with their games and their friends from all over the place. And I think that's the great thing these days with technology, is that it enables you to stay a lot more connected, for example, than it was 20 years ago, or even 5 years ago. So those sort of things are very good. There's lots of good apps on the internet enabling us to stay connected. As a group, we also giving them challenges, physical challenges that they can do in pairs, and keeping their strength up, and do weights and those type of things in their rooms or in the open air in pairs. So that's quite good for their mental health. But as I said, they really are quite a resilient group, because we're used to being away from the family, and I think of course there's always a limit to that. But it does help when you are trying to keep them in a positive and motivated frame of mind. Yes, the mental and the physical fitness aspect is of course really important for us as we move into the next year. I think from a point of view of the mental fitness, the biggest thing is trying to make sure that we keep challenging them, and whether that be reading books, online research, looking back through old videos. We've been sending some quizzes on our games that we've played in the last 12 months, and what were the learnings and all those sort of things. So we're trying to keep them busy. But on the other hand, it's also good for them to explore other areas of their life that they find interest in, and we have access to whatever and whoever is required within the grounds of Sports Authority here. So they're very lucky, really. We're quite insulated here. The Olympic postponement is very difficult at the moment, because really the whole world is in a state of flux, and not only the hockey world but the whole sporting world. So very difficult to plan in such situations. And you may think that it's just as easy as just putting your plans off for another 15 months or 12 months or whatever it is, but all the periodisation that goes in behind, as far as trying to get your athletes to peak at the right time, they're the sort of challenges, and probably the biggest uncertainty at the moment is when do we get out from this lockdown? When are we able to start training again? And so once those things become clearer from the rest of the world, and then of course the Indian government and the Sports Authority will find out more, and we'll be able to plan from there. So watch this space. After the lockdown, what are our plans? It's very difficult because they will keep changing. We're already into Plan C, I think, at the moment. So we really are just sort of going to be going as soon as we get out of this lockdown. It'd be nice if the players get a chance to go home. I don't know if that's going to be possible at the moment, given circumstances in India and also the rest of the world. But we'll start training when we're allowed to, and that may just, for example, be in smaller groups where we're following the guidelines. But that's not too bad either, because that gives us a chance. We're just having individual meetings where we're setting individual objectives, and each of them have a get better plan that I've talked about before. So we'll be, we're in the throes of refining that again, and we'll be able to start working on that with the individuals probably to start with, and then as things open up a bit more, then we'll hopefully return to full training, and then we'll see what happens from there. Please do the right thing. Follow government guidelines. Follow your local authority guidelines. Keep your hands washed every moment you can. Keep your social distancing, masks wherever appropriate. Those sort of things I think are really important. But also you need to stay connected, and I think that's one of the things that hopefully we all have enough technology that we can stay connected. If you are away from your family, most of us will hopefully be with your family. If you're away from your family, there's technology that allows us to do that. So please stay connected, and also look after your own mental health. And that's trying to stay positive and read books, follow online courses. Maybe it's a good time to upgrade your knowledge in the particular areas, and stay safe.